younger brother never married. One night, the younger brother lay awake. It's not fair that each of us has half the land to farm. He thought, my brother has 6 children to feed, and I have known he should have more grain than I do. That night, the younger brother went to his barn and gathered a large bundle of wheat. He climbed the hill that separated the 2 farms and over to his brother's farm, leaving the wheat in his brother's barn. The younger brother returned home, feeling pleased with himself. Surely an example of equity, a good example to follow. Something like charity and equity, as I said. Earlier that very same night, the older brother was also lying awake. It's not fair that each of us has half the land to farm, he thought. In my old age, my wife and I will have our grown children to take care of us, not to mention grandchildren, while my brother will probably have known he should at least sell more grain from the fields now, so he can provide for himself with dignity in his old age. Wow. 2 different votes, but very similar, because the first vote also referred to a brother and the second one the same, but switching the parts. So that night, too, he secretly gathered a large bundle of wheat and climbed the hill. He left the grain in his brother's barn and returned home, feeling pleased with himself. He doesn't know probably the same wheat that his brother brought is now in the same place where that grain, that wheat came from. The next morning, when the younger brother went into his barn, he was surprised to see the amount of grain was unchanged. I must not have taken as much wheat as I thought, said,